say.
Okay.
It should say. Does it say live? Let me hover. It did. When you hover over here. Yep. All right. If you go look up Ron Reed on your phone.
Okay.
And share it. We should be straight, man. Like
you.
we should. Dang, bro. I wish I had some water. All I got is alcohol.
No. That's fine.
Yeah.
Already with a bathroom in here, so when I come back, since I don't gotta do nothing.
Downstairs in the back corner.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, it did. Bro, I promise you, every time I do this, I always get caught off guard.
Oh, good.
Welcome to the V&O, man. I'm gonna get this for you, bro.
I got you.
Welcome to the V&O, man. You seen the description. I got Kami.
Yes.
KamiFord, because I didn't meet him as Kami. Y'all got to understand. I know who it is. I didn't meet him as Kami. I have KamiFord tonight with me, man, and y'all read the description. He is sneaker designer / artist to the stars, man. I said that I was going to be more myself on this show. So I was on the way here, and this dude just took a Luke gas station 44-ounce cup and threw it out the window.
Oh, that's crazy.
Bro, I hate people that litter, man.
I'm not mad at it, though.
Bro, it's something about people that litter, man. I'm going to tell y'all this, man, and then I'm going to roll. If you litter, you ain't shit. Y'all stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Just like
ain't shit, man. V&O, what you know, we still ordinary people with extraordinary stories. Don't litter. Why'd I post what clip? Oh, you talking about,
I'd like to welcome y'all to the fabulous Carolina West. I own it.
That one? Oh, man, I posted that one, man, because that's who I am, man. People want to know the real, man. I'm stupid. Do things like act like I'm talking on the phone when I'm really not.
Mic check 1 2, it's the vibe you're missing. Views and opinions, tune in, pay attention. Heavy bass drops, heartbeats, ignition. Spit raw truths, no cap, no permission. Views and opinions where the real meets the talk. We grind in the trenches, then stroll on the walk. Bounce to the rhythm, let the wisdom unlock. Podcast via TikTok non-stop. Truth be the green, we plant in the crop. Water with facts, no fake, we won't stop. Echoes rumble deep underground from the top. Blueprint conversations, call it Thoughts Workshop.
It's funny how a man only thinks about you got a real big heart, but I'm looking at you. You got real big brains, but I'm looking at you. Girl, there ain't no pain in me looking at you.
I don't give a keep looking at me, cause it don't mean a thing if you're looking at me. I'ma do my thing while you're playing with you.
That's the main scene right there. No, that's unlike you should. Okay, look, it's always something, man. And you should be able to, so it's split scene, I guess, and here. So I can't even control that from here.
Oh, we good.
Yeah. Y'all, I'm sorry, man. Man, it's a podcast, man. This ain't TV.
Look, you hear me? But that's the beautiful thing about it, though.
Right.
You gotta learn, you gotta grow at the end of the day.
Right.
So it's all a life experience for sure.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Hey, man, it's good to have you, brother.
Absolutely, my boy.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate you.
I've been walking over him in the studio, y'all. I haven't really got to talk to him like I wanted to because, like
his life has been
yeah,
busy. You know?
Yeah, man. And we was trying to set up the studio, and I started setting up. I thought I got here in time enough.
Look, everything works on divine timing, though, for
Man,
sure. So,
man.
hey, the beautiful thing is the fact that you guys are going to see this amazing podcast is going on, and it's going to be very informative, very motivational, but overall, it's going to be a vibe, though.
Yeah,
so
right.
You got to enjoy it.
Right. Can you introduce yourself to the to those that don't know you? I kind of told them who you were, but
Okay.
yeah, do your thing.
Oh, for sure. So, my name is KamiFord. I'm a sneaker designer from Chicago. I'm 32 years old. I've been in this industry and in this game for quite a bit of time. And honestly, it's just self-taught, motivation, and really just out here getting to it, you know?
Yeah, no doubt, man. First, man, I want to, as I say, sneaker designer to the stars, I kind of want to play that video that I had of you to start off, and then you can kind of explain, because it tells in the Instagram post who you are, like what you were doing in this Instagram.
I gotta
clip.
see this video.
Yeah.
I gotta see it.
Yep. So right there,
Okay.
I seen what's my man's name in the background? I watch him all the time, man.
Corporate.
Thank
Yep.
you. Yeah, corporate back there, man. You was
Cool
dapping up Chance the Rapper.
Yeah.
You were at where were you at?
So this was back in 2022, I believe. A couple years back, we were doing the All-Star weekend.
Yeah.
I think that was the time when All-Star for the NBA came to Chicago, as a matter of fact.
Oh, okay.
And we actually had an All-Star event at this gym.
Okay.
Where it was basically like Team Chance, Team Herb, G Herbo, and I was there actually on business to design the MVP game ball at the time. So the scene that you guys had just seen was actually me presenting the game ball to Chance and really just networking and connecting the dots and just talking. To be honest with you.
Okay. How did you get that opportunity?
So it's a lot of stuff that led up to that. Prior to that, like many years, just creating the networks and the connections with it.
Yeah.
But for this one, I just got a call from one of my guys. His name's DJ Hot Rod. He's actually a predominant DJ for not Power 92, WGCI.
Now he's with WGCI.
Yeah, now he's with
because he was with Power
WGCI.
92 before.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So small circles, pitching the idea like, hey, how about I be able to use my services to, as far as like bringing in the design world mixed with the athletic and NBA world.
Yeah. So you talking about this guy?
Definitely shoe designer, sneaker designer. I've been knowing this brother for a long time. And thank you to Kami for hooking my badass sons up. They don't deserve nonsense.
And as you know, it's nothing but love. As usual, stopping by. It's the GOAT.
Spider-Man versus Batman. My son's gonna love this. Thank you.
What better way?
Get into them. Get some shoes made. And I gotta get me some shoes made because man, I'm kind of dirty right now.
Well over time, but we got some heat, some good stuff as usual. Lay y'all.
So
Major
that was you. You were Hot Rod, and he used to be with Power 92.
Right at the time.
Okay, so where did you meet him at?
Oh man, this is a long time ago. I'm not even gonna lie, I actually forgot the year.
Really?
Crazy.
Yeah.
So it was one point in time, it had to be maybe 2015. Don't quote me on this. But what happened was that I was at a sneaker con event and I was designing some shoes. Basically showcasing some of the stuff that I already had. This was back then when Louis Vuitton was hot and Supreme, all that other hype beast type of stuff. But one of my friends had connected me with him saying, hey, yo, it's this guy. He's a fan of your work. He's seen your stuff. His name's DJ Hot Rod. And later on that day, that's when we got a chance to actually meet and connect. And honestly, the rest is history. It's been so many events, so many connections, so many dope moments. really Chicago's just a small city.
Bro, it actually, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, man, it actually is. And I if I didn't have a podcast, I wouldn't know what you was talking about.
Yeah.
I'd be like, man, what you talking about? Like you how did you meet the dude? But I understand, like, you meet people, man, just doing what you do. When you do what you love, especially in a city like Chicago, you start going to events, you know, you might showcase your art and boom, you might have just an art showcase. You don't know nobody. You might start off just with an art showcase. For me, it started off with, I was taking a dance class with my man, Tony Grown Folks. Shout out to Tony Grown Folks. He does stepping class in Gary, Indiana, man. And yeah, bro, I'm old, so like I go to stepping class, you know what I'm saying? But it ain't just for old people, it's for everybody.
I was gonna say, like, it ain't just for young people.
No, it'd be people. It's a Chicago thing, you know what I'm saying? And so how did I even meet Tony? I don't even know how I met Tony. I can't even tell you how I met Tony, but I've been knowing Tony for a couple years now, I think maybe 2-3 years. And from there, Tony was like, hey, man, you know, I put on this entrepreneurship conference every year. And I had just started V&O Productions. So V&O is my podcast, but I started the business V&O Productions. So I was like, well, I'm an entrepreneur now, so let me go, even though I ain't making no money.
Right. But
let me go.
It's the dream, you know?
Yeah, it's the dream.
Absolutely.
So I went to this entrepreneurship conference and, man, it opened my eyes. I met Nikki Spiller. Shout out to Nikki Sleek Designs. And then from Nikki Spiller, I got into what I call the Shop Talk 7 network. Shop Talk 7 network, I got to meet all these rappers and dope artists and all of this. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it just rolled. It just rolled. I was doing the podcast and I was, you know, but I started out with Greg Gray, man. Shout out to Dope Living TV Live, man. They the ones who got me on. Like my man Mo made my first intro. And they like my big brothers and sisters, man. Dope. Shout out to Dope Living TV Live. And then from there, man, like I said, I think Greg told me about Tony, and then so you meet my cousin knew Greg, and then
and next thing you know, one thing leads to another.
So what would you say like was your first? Who was your Greg, or what was your introduction that you were doing art? I'm assuming because you do some dope artwork.
So the journey into how I started doing art was very. I don't want to call it luck, but it was definitely life-changing.
Yeah.
So to give a little bit of background about me, even how I got into actually doing art, I used to be big into anime before sneakers.
Oh, you a nerd.
Yeah, no, facts, big facts. Oh, listen,
you a nerd.
Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon, all that good stuff. So it's like, you know, with me being into anime at first, it started off, I didn't like Jordans. I didn't even wear none of that stuff. I was really just on like the Dunks and the SBs before it was popular, or just like the off-brand shoes, because I come from a background where my people didn't really have it.
Right.
So I didn't get a chance to actually experience Jordans until I turned like 18 and actually working in a shoe store.
Yeah.
So the way I got into my shoe store, and it's going to lead into how I was able to meet everybody as well. But the way I got into a shoe store was real simple. I got into an argument at the time with the young lady that I was with, and I was like, man, she was doing me dirty. You know how when you like 17, adolescent and stuff, you just don't really know. You're going through the motions.
Right.
And at the time, I didn't have a really stable job, and I think I was working something like, maybe it was at Burger King at the time.
Yeah.
Either Burger King or
17,
Blockbuster.
You had a gig, Blockbuster, right?
So, you know, at the time, I'm like, you know, when you're 18, not even 18, I think I was like maybe 21, not even understanding what I want to do in life. But at the time I got into this argument and I was like, you know what, man, forget it. I'm going to go to Champ Sports in River Oaks at the time and just take a chance, buy a hoodie. Next thing you know, I went to buy this Adidas hoodie. The guy that was there, he was like, hey, your total's blah, 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 cool. I asked him, I was like, hey, are you guys hiring? Is it possible if I can get a job? Not knowing at the time the guy was actually asking me job questions while ringing me out.
Oh, word.
He was like, so why would you want to work here and stuff? And I'm
going
just
through an interview.
like give me a
smart.
whole interview.
Yeah, that's smart.
And with me having no sneaker background, I'm just like, bro, I don't know what to say, but I know I want this job because I know I want to change my financial situation.
Yeah.
And I know it's going to change. So eventually, that's when everything changed for me. I started working at Champs, and that's when I got introduced to the sneaker culture.
Yeah.
Now,
where was Champs? Where were you at?
I was at the one in River Oaks in Calumet City, Illinois at the time.
At Cal City, okay. So, and I wanted to, anybody that might be watching this outside of Chicagoland area, Champ Sports in your regular suburban neighborhood is just Champ Sports. Champ Sports in the Chicagoland area could change your life.
Absolutely.
Because it'd be people coming in there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's a branch of Foot Locker too.
Right,
So it's like
right.
it's all one big family.
Yeah.
And you know, with me working at the time, I'm getting to it. I'm enjoying a different culture. It's different, right? So like I said, I worked there within about a year. I got tired of looking at the same shoes. I'm like, hey, how is it gonna be maybe if I just put a piece of paint to the shoe?
Yeah.
People used to tell me all the time, they was like, dude, you're just coloring on shoes. It's not gonna work out. I'm like, all right, well, I have a vision for it. So I stayed grinding for about 3 years tops, just painting, designing. I met one of my friends there that actually worked with me. Great guy. His name's Vincent Brooks. He actually designed shoes too.
Okay.
And
so you started out painting on shoes?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, that was the first thing, because I got tired of looking at shoes. Like when you look at Jordans, every Jordan that comes out, they're the same replicas of the same exact thing from back in the 90s.
Right.
Depending on the hype beast stuff, or like the OGs and stuff.
Yeah. Bro, I don't get it. Yeah, I don't, cause it to me, none of them, all of them look the same.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. And when I actually found out the tricks to that, I was like, you know what, like I can be able to put a spin on it, put my touch to it, do something that's different.
Yeah.
So, and like I said, my first shoe, it was disgusting. It was all black, and I'm talking about I was wearing it proud. People was laughing at it, the paint chipping off of it. It was ugly, and I just kept sticking through, wanted to get better, and as time went through, it just, life changed.
Yeah. So. You know what, man? This is bothering me, and like I said, this is a podcast, so
I got you.
There we go. We need a little bit more of you and a little less of me.
Oh, that's cool.
It's a little bit more centered.
Trust me, it's cool. It's all a vibe, at the end of the day.
One question I did want to ask, and it's kind of, I'm always going with the conversation.
Okay.
Is don't like paint on shoes as opposed to like a canvas that costs like $5. Like, don't it get really expensive when you mess up? Or like say Chance the Rapper gave you his gym shoes and was like, what do you do, man? Like, is there like a magic eraser or something that you can use?
No, there's no magic eraser.
If you F his Jordans up, they just F'd up.
It's up. It's over with. So that's why, like, sometimes I say leave it to the professionals to do professional people stuff.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's also trial and error, and you may have to bite the bullet depending on how the situation goes.
Yeah.
So it's just like, hey, if you want to get your car detailed, make sure you get it detailed by someone who's known to do it.
Yeah.
But I also feel like that comes with work repetition for sure.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just think that personally, when you understand the tricks of like shoes and sneakers, because I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
It is a canvas.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's a simple canvas.
Yeah. A very expensive canvas depending on what you got.
Exactly.
Right.
And when I first started, when I actually first started designing shoes, I messed up many expensive canvases because I would go buy like the Jordans that's coming out and just destroy them, instead of me thinking like, hey, let me just buy a pair of Air Force Ones that's $100 or a pair of Shaqs that's $20.
Some extra, I was about to say some XJ 900s.
You hear me? Like,
go to Payless, right?
But instead here I go stupid, man. I don't even know what I did, but it worked.
Yeah,
so,
it worked. It'll cause you to you probably, like in practice, you might dog it a little bit. Game time, so it caused you to be in, every time you had to, you got a shoe, you had to be in game time mode, because it's like,
absolutely,
if I jack up this pair of ones, this limited edition pair of ones, they just messed up.
It's up. It's over, and I think that's but at the same time, that's also the beautiful thing about the journey. Because I always tell people, like, the end result is always amazing, it's cool, but you have to enjoy the journey of how you got there.
Yeah.
And I honestly, even with this conversation that we're having, I enjoy the accolades of how it happened as far as like the success and stuff, but it's also those times when you're stuck, when you have people telling you you can't do it.
Yeah.
Or you have people telling you like, hey, it's not possible. But if you just lock in, anything is possible.
Yeah, I don't you're a little bit younger than me, and probably at your age, I kind of cared what people thought.
Okay.
And at this age, when you realize, when you start losing friends, and I mean, granted, you probably lost some friends.
Lost a lot.
Yeah. So you grew up in the city?
Yeah.
Yeah, you lost a lot of friends, man, because it's wild out there. It's wild. And most of my friends, man, I lost them maybe because, it's a couple people that might have gotten killed or something like that. But when you get that mindset, I don't give a damn what y'all think.
No, facts.
I kind of really don't, man. Like I'm to the point in my life where, especially, I've been practicing not caring.
Okay.
And my practice of not caring is I go and start commenting on Facebook. Not putting nobody down, but I'll just say jokes where people probably like, this nigga ain't funny. I don't care. I'ma still comment on your page. I'ma comment on random posts. I don't care. Like, so like, yeah, man, you gotta do any entrepreneurial mindset you have.
You do.
You gonna fail if you care what people think, because somebody you got haters that want you to fail.
Absolutely.
Somebody was mad that you was painting shoes. You know, what he doing painting shoes, you know?
I got it a lot. And you know, sometimes I think and I'm glad you said that, because sometimes people care about the perception of how they appear towards others versus understanding the perception of what makes them happy.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, you have to do what makes you happy, because if you don't, what are you doing it for?
You rapping, bro.
Yeah, that's facts. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
like, for real.
yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, I spent 3 long years like just at a shoe store painting shoes, and eventually it did get better. But one thing that I did was this is before Instagram got like extremely like popular, and TikTok didn't even exist at the time.
Yeah.
So I went to school for business and marketing.
Okay.
So what I would do with my social media is try to figure out a way how you can monetize things and understand the analytics of what's going on.
Yeah.
So same with the Jordans, right? So we would have Jordans and sneakers that were released, whether it be apparel, whether it be sneakers, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
It's still analytics showing of who's your consumer gonna be and who's gonna actually who wants it, you know, because at the end of the day, it's classism, it's perception.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like I said, eventually one day, my 3 years, I had someone come inside my store. They was like, hey, where'd you get those from? At that point, I was like, I might be able to make a business out of this.
Was anybody else wearing your stuff, or at that time it was just you?
Me.
It was just you.
It was just me. I mean,
everybody's like, man, that's whack. I ain't wearing those. He's like, I'll wear them.
But eventually, I got to that point of like, instead of just listening to everybody else in them outside comments, I started grinding.
Yes.
And I was just like, man, I got that one person. And when that one person said, hey, I'll give you $200 or however amount of money it is to invest in what you have going on, that's when I took it as a person, like, you know what? Maybe I might be able to not only change someone's life of how they feel about themselves, but also be able to make a business for myself with this too. Yeah. So
how did you feel with that first check?
It was beautiful.
Yeah, like did you have like, cause like you go from, like you said, people putting you down to now you wearing your own stuff, cause I'm assuming like you probably couldn't push it on people when you first started.
You couldn't.
Yeah, and now you get that first, you know, that first money of, this is something that I did. It was not a job I worked. This is my own creation, and I made the money. I'm making money. And how did it feel? Like you felt?
Honestly, that was possibly one of the best feelings that I felt. It was great, and it's really hard because you can't repeat the same feeling of that moment. Yeah, and that's why I'm saying it's like you got to enjoy the journey. Yeah, because that moment it felt like you actually got paid and rewarded for something that you enjoyed doing. Now, granted, that was like maybe 10th of what my 9-to-5 check was. Yeah. But it felt better. You know.
Yeah, right.
That
was your money. Nobody gave you that, because the first check I got from this podcaster, it was like something, you know, first check I got from, it wasn't necessarily from the podcast, but V&O Productions, because that runs into everything. Yeah, it was like this ain't nothing, you know what I'm saying? It's some gas money, but like, I made this. Everything about this I created, and I didn't go to a job, fill out a resume. No, I grinded to get this little $10 or whatever it was. I did this. I agree. And it is. It's a very short moment. You know what I mean? And then you don't get it back. So like, I feel you when you say, it's about the journey now, because I'm still on the journey, man. I ain't, you know.
We all are. Trust me. Yeah. I think sometimes like there's sometimes in life, I've personally experienced this too, of where like I would travel, I'd be doing stuff so fast to where like I have an event here, doing this, working on the next thing, to where you don't have that moment of slowing down and actually just embracing that journey, you know. And before you know it, 5 years goes by and it's like, man, I did all this, but did I really appreciate all of it?
Yeah.
So the only thing that if whoever's listening to this, I honestly have to urge you, just enjoy that journey because it's worth it. And sometimes it'll go by like that. 12 months go by like that.
Oh, yeah, man. I already know,
So-
bro. I'm going through old videos of when this podcast started, and I refuse to watch my first episode.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because I'm learning to be more myself again, man. I think when I first started out, I did kind of care. I've always been this, but I didn't show I'm still not showing all of me personally, like to tell you the truth, because I think I'm not easily digested as a person. I'm not mean. I care about people. I've looked very deep into relationships and the world and who I am. And I don't think that everybody's not ready for every part of me because they won't understand it. And you know what I mean? I that's what I feel about myself. And so I'm still like, I'm just now like like, dude, I'm a fool, man. Like I joke around and act stupid all the time. What you saw like me, bro, I have played and talked on the phone by myself with nobody around.
But I think also that's a beautiful thing too because it's organic.
Yeah.
And anything that's organic, it just works better than anything that's forced.
Right.
Because like those are moments where you never know. Someone might be able to relate to it too.
Yeah, right.
But sometimes, like you said, it's kind of hard sometimes to try to get to digest for other people to understand it.
Yeah.
You know, but I get you on it.
Yeah.
Trust me, I had moments too.
Yeah, man. And sometimes maybe they can digest it, but we just working through it. Maybe they can digest all of who you are, all of your art. It's just working on in your mind.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And just constantly telling yourself, I don't care what you think. Like, because I kind of really don't. Like at the end of the day, it ain't nothing I can do about it.
Yeah,
that's your thoughts, and I'm gonna beat me because I can't beat nobody but me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I agree. I wholeheartedly agree with
Yeah.
that. And I think that's the beautiful thing that makes us unique,
Right.
especially not only as artists, but creatives and influencers at the end of the day.
Man.
Because someone who's watching this video, they could be watching it right now and something that your personality was able to produce stuck with them.
Yeah.
And it influenced them to create their own thing or imitate it.
Yeah.
Because life is, art is imitation.
Yeah, I answered, and then I'm gonna go to my next question. But I answered a post the other day. My guys over at Shop Talk 7, one of their administrators for their page said, "Who all know that you got people that like talk about you behind your back or just don't like you or whatever?" And it said, "Raise your hand." And I raised my hand, and I said, and the comment I put was, I said, I wasn't shit when I took my first breath, and I probably ain't gonna be shit when I take my last.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
And I said, as my grandmother would say, "Thank God for grace."
Oh my God.
That's what she used to say, man. Because I ain't got nothing but grace, man. I think if once I am something, whatever somebody want to look at something as in their mind, I'm still gonna be me. And I've met people that are stars, and I met people that are VIPs and very important, especially in this space that I've been in, this podcast space. And they so humble, man, because I think they got that same thought. I ain't not like, what am I? You know, who am I? Usually it's the people that be trying to flex that really ain't.
Trust me, I'm in the industry too, so like I deal with a lot of exactly what you just said. Like a lot of the ones that are up, most humblest, sweetest people. A lot of the ones that, like you said, are trying to flex, and you know what they say, the loudest ones in the room be the weakest ones.
Man, you ain't even got it like that. You ain't got it, bro. I have met some very important people, and they have been like, matter of fact, man, I met some people where it's like I'll trade Instagrams or trade, I might not know them, and I'll be like, oh, follow my podcast, and I trade Instagram, and I look at their Instagram like, nigga, wait a minute. Like, I didn't even, because it's like, dang, man, I didn't even know. And then it's the people that be like, yeah, man, you don't know me, or, I'm doing this and doing that. Like, all right, bro. And most of the time they don't even want to be on my podcast. I need somebody's help. I've been talking to my homegirl about helping me with my Instagram, bro. That's y'all game. That's the 30-something game. I need to get better at it, but I don't have that many followers on Instagram, so they might look at that and be like, oh, he ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you to a certain degree with that, because there are people who are wealthy with only like 200, 1,000 followers, and I experienced that,
bro.
So it's like the follow game, I get it and I understand it, but as far as like when it comes down to the podcast or just you know, in the influence life, unfortunately, you do have to do social media because that's the way that we perceive our media. But it's an easy game. It's really just analytic tracking.
Man, I almost jumped up out this chair. It ain't easy.
I promise you, it's
I'll be
easy.
begging people like, follow my Instagram.
Look,
They're like, yeah, whatever, dog.
Look, I can put you up on game. It's
Well,
easy,
put me up on game, man. Here, take this drink.
I got it. Go ahead. Come on, whenever you're ready.
But man,
Look.
you got to put me up on, because bro, like it seemed like your generation, man, I've met everybody and they always been around 32, 33, 34. Y'all came up with Instagram. Instagram just kind of introduced itself into us older people. We had Facebook. I ain't killed the Facebook game.
We had MySpace though.
Right.
So we was already kicking it.
I was and that's what I had. And when they got rid of MySpace, my life was ruined.
I lost so much money on MySpace.
Really?
It was crazy. I used to charge them just to do the page changes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, back in the day.
Oh, okay.
MySpace actually taught kids how to code. Like that was basically coded.
Oh, yeah, because it wasn't like, you couldn't just, because I remember, man, I went to a gifted school, so like somebody had to do it for me, but I had to like,
wrong with that.
you got some jagged edge in the background, and then you got your picture with you sitting there like this.
You hear me in a top 5 or something. But,
right.
And it's crazy because like when I got into sneakers, I got into it like prime Instagram, like right when it started booming.
Before videos.
Nah, I was still in the video section because this is 2016 when I got into Instagram.
Okay, so Instagram actually started. I remember it was 2008 or 10, somewhere around that time. 9,
yeah, because
like
I think I was
yeah.
maybe like a senior in high school. It was either senior or sophomore, and I graduated in 11.
Okay.
So, it's a hit or miss, but it's all about demographic and it's all about creating the content. So like when I and this is gonna bring into the fact of how like I met my first celebrity, and that's when I knew that I actually had some motion going, because we all call it motion at some point. So after I was able to receive that money as far as like the guy purchasing my shoes, I kept going. I kept creating content. I kept going through Instagram, just posting stuff, whether it be daily life, whether it be my sneakers, or whether I work at Champs, creating a following. So at one point, it was 2017, this rapper named G Herbo had dropped this album called
A rapper
Humble
named
Beast.
G Herbo.
Yeah,
like we don't know Herb.
Well, you gotta think about it though. This is a big platform. It's a lot of people who might be in the shell. You never know.
Yeah.
So with us being Chicago born, I heard Humble Beast for the first time, and I was actually living in my mom's basement with my best friend. He happened to come over and stuff, and I'm just like, man, this song is dope. Like it's called I think it was Malcolm, when he was telling the story. Shout out to my boy DJ Els too, who produced the beat. But the name of the song was called Malcolm, and it told a story of a kid who's living on the east side and how some of the things he had to deal with as far as the struggles and facing adversity and just everyday life and situations. But anyway, with that album, I was like, you know what, man? How about I step outside my comfort zone and create something within a 24-hour time span of where it could go viral? Because that's what I was looking for. I was looking at something that I could make that can go viral. Now, I'm going to be honest. The shoe, knowing what I know now versus how I used to be, I look back on it as like, man, that shoe was trash.
It was whack.
It was trash. it was overly trash.
Yeah, that's me going back to look at my first podcast, right?
You feel, but that's the beautiful part about it. Because you can go back and look at it and notice like your work. And then it's like, man, where I'm at now versus where I was at then, totally different. So, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm designing this hot top Air Force One, and I just painted it all red. I used like some stickers and laid it down to where I could overspray it and leave the white part saying Humble Beast on it, right?
Oh, that's dope. Yeah.
It was
dope design concept.
Right. But I was young at the time, but I was trying to get something viral. So I wound up posting it. I created it. I posted it on my Instagram, and eventually, like within that next day, this guy named Mikey Halstead had seen the content. He posted underneath my page. He was like, hey, Herb wants these. Now, this was like maybe in September when the album dropped.
Okay.
So it was either September or August, one of the two.
Yeah.
No, I tweaked. Sorry, y'all. This was actually in June, because I don't want people to like fact check me.
Yeah.
But the album dropped in June. He commented in June. I was like, man, cool. This is real. This is actually happening. He actually wants a pair. I'm lit. I'm like, bro, I got a real like celebrity. That
was the post on fire at this time, or was
yes,
it? Okay, the post was on fire, so that's why he came through. Okay,
and
okay.
I was doing numbers because this was the first time I thought outside the box. You know what? Let me strike while the iron's hot. Let me make something that's relevant. Something that's not. We call it clickbaity. But something that could appease to a demographic because it just dropped within 24 hours.
Right.
So I'm like, cool. Boom. We got it. Next thing you know, he hits me up. I'm like, all right, cool, bro. I'll give you the shoes. I'll let him know a price and whatever. I don't hear from this guy until September. Kid you not, September. Now, I'm like, bro, like at this point, you know what? It's just, it happens.
Yeah, it happens.
He calls me in September. He says, hey, I'm reaching back. I want those shoes. Well, Herb wants the shoes. He's seen them. I'll pay you $1,000 for the shoes. Cool. So we exchange numbers. I wind up giving him the shoes. And there's actually a rap song with these lyrics in here. But crazy story. So I give him the shoes, right? Well, I'm getting ready to give him the shoes. I'm with my best friend at the time and my cousin. We go to this place called the Patio Theater. I've never been to a concert. Now, like I told you guys in the beginning of the podcast, I come from an anime on a non-hip. I listen to hip hop, but it wasn't as extensive to where like I was a little nerd back then. Yeah, it'd be like that. Yeah. So cultured, but yeah. Right. So you know, I go to this place called the Patio Theater up north, 2017. So we in September. This is back then when Herb before he had his first child, Yoshan. I think his baby mom was pregnant with him and everything. Cool. I go up there on the side. I got the box of sneakers. People looking at me like, "Oh my God, bro, what's inside the box?" So I showed them, and I'm like, "Yo, this is that." Before I know it, I get shell shocked. I'm seeing all these crowds of people like in the stands because it's a concert that I'm delivering this to. So next thing you know, crowd going crazy. I'm shell shocked. I'm enjoying this. Once the concert is over, I hand the box to her. We exchange numbers. We talk. He say, "Thank you, bro. I really appreciate it."
Oh, you got to kick it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got a chance to.
Oh, so were you on stage or backstage?
I was on stage and then I was backstage. So that's when I actually met his baby mama at the time, Ariana. So, well, Ari. Right. And so, yeah, you know, next thing you know, we kicked it. We chopped it up. He thanked me for the shoes, and ever since then, it's been nothing but love.
Man, that's
as far as that. Yeah. And like I said, I started literally in my mom's basement or like just doing shoes, painting on stuff, and people telling me that it wasn't possible. Yeah. Now, that was a win that I was able to experience so many different things and just meet connections.
Off
because
that one win.
When I say I was in that boy networking, I'm talking about, hey, this is my Instagram. Hey, this is my card. Like, chop it up, talk to me. And
they not just tossing your card aside, because you was just on stage with G Herbo. And you crew.
Oh, yeah. So, like, ever since then, like, I met some very amazing people. Like, it's so many people that I have to say that I'm thankful for the opportunities of even meeting these people, because at the end of the day, it's helping me grow to where I'm going.
Name drop?
So, you want me to name drop?
Go ahead, yeah.
Oh, well, shout out my boy Blake Moore. Shout out my boy Lil Bibby. Juice WRLD at the time.
Oh,
R.I.P.
yeah.
DJ L Beats, the guy that constructed the entire... so many albums for Herb and Bibby is retarded. I mean, ridiculous. Yeah. But that was what kick-started me into the industry. Yeah. So once that happened in September, with me having a business mind and a networking mind that I had, I'm like, you know what? This created a foot trail.
Let me stop you. How old were you at that time? So you started when you was like 17 off of...
So actually I started when I was 21.
When you were 20. But at 17 though, when you got in an argument with your girlfriend... that just kind of started. You started designing sneakers painting on sneakers at 17.
So that's when I got the job.
But then at 21, so you had gone through college and marketing and all of that.
Yeah, I was still in school, like going through all of that. And, well, I was still going to school, but I was still working at Champs at the time.
Right. Okay.
So like I was still just in my bag trying to just get it going.
So for the important part of that I want to stick out is for a couple years, you was just. Yeah. You was just practicing, and a lot of people think the stuff happened like right away. That's why I want to separate these years.
Oh, yeah.
So you went from like painting wax sneaker designs at 17 to just keeping painting. You didn't quit. Yeah. That's the big thing, man. Is that, bro, people quit.
Yeah.
That's what people do. Human beings quit on everything.
But
at
imagine
everything.
this though. Imagine
Yeah.
quitting. Imagine having the idea of quitting when you're literally one step away
Yep.
from the gold mine.
You never
it's gonna
know.
change your whole
Yep.
life.
You
Like,
never know. You
just
never
go
know.
through it. At least you can say you did it, and
Yep.
at the end of the day, you tried. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
nothing beats a quitter than a tryer. You know.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
or however that conversation,
Right.
where that quote goes.
Yeah. I don't know that one.
me neither. I don't know that.
Yeah, I don't know.
saying it.
Nothing. Yeah, I don't.
But yeah.
When you said that, I thought about the little design that you always see with the little dude digging underground, and he can't see, but there's the he digging for gold, and you getting the bird's eye view of the gold sitting there, and him digging, and literally he one layer away from the gold.
Absolutely.
And I don't know on the T-shirt if he quit. I think he might have been walking away. He threw the shovel down and was walking away, and it's like you never know. You never know because that's just life, man. You just keep grinding, which is dope, man. That's dope.
Absolutely.
You didn't even drop Chance the Rapper, which we saw. I mean, I don't know if you have a.
Chance the Rapper's like on the far back end of a lot of this stuff.
Okay.
So it's like when I say like.
Let me shut up. Go ahead. Finish telling your story.
You're good. Oh yeah, shout out Chance. I appreciate you, my boy.
Yeah.
You know, it's nothing but love
Yeah.
every time we link.
Yeah.
But as far as like when it goes down to just the journey that I had, so that was my first introduction into the industry. Meanwhile, into that, right after that situation, that's when I met my boy Hot Rod. I was doing a sneaker event because at this point, I'm like, man, I'm grinding. I got my brother Vab with me, and we're just like, you know what? Let's just create shoes and let's just create an influence and do something that's different for the city of Chicago. You know, so at this point, I got steam rolling. We knocking out pairs. We doing a lot of dope stuff, and I meet my boy Hot Rod. We at that sneaker event. He does a drop from my store at the time, and he just shouts me out.
I'm listening. I'm listening to you.
You're good.
Bro, I'm supposed to be playing my thing on here. I never did it. Yeah, go ahead.
So I meet DJ Hot Rod from Power 92 at the time. We chop it up, and it's nothing but love. So I designed some shoes for him. We had an event for Nickelodeon at the time. I designed some Nickelodeon shoes when they had
You had an
Slime
event
Fest.
for Nickelodeon?
Yes. So in 2020 or 2021, Nickelodeon had came to Chicago for the Slime Fest. The CEO of, what was his name, Bob Koshner?
Yeah.
Or it was Bob something. I'm so sorry about this. But I was able to design him a pair of shoes along with my boy DJ Hot Rod, because he was the person who dropped it off to him. So, just having that idea and that vision of just designing things and just trying to change the influence is really what changed my life.
Right.
So
hot, man, and that's, so we've done some events with Shondell, which is really, which is really kind of, put me in the door. Me and the reason I thought about changing the television, and it's cool, Nate, if you want to go. Like, I'm trying to change the television because I have usually all my stuff playing with the logos and stuff. I forgot to give shout out to the Vibe Studios, but as the Vibe Studios, which we are here now in the Vibe Studios.
Love the
but
setup. It's
thank
beautiful.
You, appreciate it. But the Vibe Studios is also, it's a group of us.
Okay.
Which I got to give a shout out to the Vibe Studios. Shout out to Selena K with Rock Truth. We rocking truth and we ain't rocking nothing at all. Shout out to my man Smooch Wallace. Who is Smooch Wallace? Smooch is an artist. He sings, he does comedy. He got music out. Just look him up on Spotify, any major streaming platform. Smooch Wallace. Shout out to my cousin, my guy. Happy birthday to my cousin, man, Life Coach Jeff. Today is his birthday. I think he about your age. He's 34, 35.
Happy birthday, my boy.
Happy birthday. But he has his brand is Redirect, Regroup, Refocus, and he moving, doing big things. That's set up in the other room that you passed by coming back here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's his radio station. He started R3
nice.
Radio. He
That's
got
dope.
a podcast. My cousin do everything, man. So shout out to the Vibe Studios 219. It made me think about when you join up with a radio station, man. It's like, meet Hot Rod, man. It probably opened up, like you said, Nickelodeon probably opened up endless possibilities
Absolutely.
for you. Yeah.
So once we actually got a chance to get into it with each other, link up, that's when more opportunities had came for me as well.
Okay.
So I was able to, once I did that, I started creating a portfolio for my sneakers and stuff.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm getting better than what I was back then. So
Right.
I'm just creating stuff for whether it be spring, summertime, any idea that I thought of or think of, I basically make.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that what I do is so rail-rounded. It's very multiverse. So say, for instance, with me being into anime, if I have orders as far as like Pokemon, I could design a Pokemon shoe. If I have someone that enjoys NFL, I could design an NFL shoe. All the way down to the fact of like, I deal with them different type of communities and genres.
Yeah.
To where if I have someone from Chicago that's just on some hood stuff, I design stuff for Chicago.
Yeah.
So it allows me to bridge the gap within those different entities.
Speaking of which, y'all,
Yeah.
go ahead, and since you right there,
Back, respect your passion. Hard for y'all to fathom that we came from that. Sitting in the spot, we was shaving crack. Navy blue chucks, my Mercedes black.
Nate, I'm sorry if you go back to split screen.
Ooh, that's hard.
Yeah, that's some of your designs right there.
Absolutely.
Bro,
But-
what?
But see, that's what I'm saying. Even in that split screen that we was able to show,
Yeah.
like that recap, those are different designs and different genre and bridges that I have.
Yeah.
So like for instance, with anime, Powerpuff Girls. With the other one, Coco Melon for the kids. With the other one, a Retro 11 that has like a pumpkin colorway. It's still different, but at the same time, it still gives you that OG Jordan vibe.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
so that's the beautiful thing that I love about designing shoes, because I can make anything for anyone.
Yeah.
You know?
Nate, I don't have it on my box, man. If you could roll, I put a scene in there that shows he has a newspaper clipping. I forget. I think I don't even remember what I titled it. I got some pictures of your shoes. You did a newspaper article also that they.
Oh, yes.
And it made me think about it, because you just said you get to bridge gaps, and I think that was the title of the newspaper article was bridging cultural gaps.
I remember that.
Yeah, which is, bro, it's crazy how life works, man. You know, you was like, I used to be a nerd. I used to be in the anime. I said, oh, you was a nerd.
Guess who?
But then you get to take that old passion and put it into your new passion,
Exactly.
which I think is just that's dope to me.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's dope to me.
Yeah.
I might have to go back there.
Okay.
Huh?
One say power, one say pigs.
One says picks. Run the one that says picks. That's it.
That's the one.
And make sure, can they hear us? Can you see? Can you still see? We're not on mute, right? If you look up by the sound, we shouldn't be on mute. Y'all, shout out to Nate of Divine Studios, man. This
My boy.
my new producer, and y'all don't understand. I love this show. I ain't never let producing go. This is the first time, man. You're doing an excellent
I
job.
appreciate you.
But while let me make sure we got some sound. Oh shoot, my legs sleep. Check. Yeah, we got sound. We good. Right up. I was right up there. Yeah, make sure it's not on mute. Yeah. Okay, so they can hear us. So I want you to tell us, man, them OVOs.
So I have a story about these
Yeah.
OVOs, right? So with that OVO 12, the shoe that's on the right hand side, the page that actually runs that repost is actually an OVO affiliate for Drake. So Drake's people was actually able to see this.
Oh, that's not just a fan page.
No. The people that actually own that, like curates that page,
Yeah.
they're actually with OVO. Well, they were at the time when
Right.
it happened. So I actually shipped that pair right there out to OVO Ryan, which is Drake's cousin.
Those are dope.
So yeah,
That's
so I was
dope,
actually
man.
able to curate that and send it. And that was all because I had posted the content and it just flushed.
Right,
You know,
right.
so as far as the my girl Anna, that was it.
Them Air Force, bro.
Yes.
See, this is what I'm talking about, man. When you stick with it, them OVOs are dope. Those right there, man, it just look like you could have messed those up over 1,000 times. Like I'm looking at, bro, that's an intricate design, man.
I
Like the
appreciate it.
OVOs are intricate. I'm sure, like, because I've seen tie-dye happen before, so it's
Yeah.
not like I'm uninterested in the OVOs. It's dope that you did those. Those look very complex.
Thank you.
Yeah, the custom, and y'all can't see us, but I'm pointing at it. The custom sneakers that he got, the tiger print.
Yes.
Yeah.
And honestly, like when I had designed that, I was thinking more like on the 90s side. Well, 80s. I
Okay.
was thinking more
Yeah,
80s,
yeah.
like that vintage 80s. Because
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the 80s, a lot of the bold neon colors was definitely popping. Like, I don't know why, but it was a vibe for you guys back
Yeah.
then. Well, for people back
He
then.
said for you guys.
My bad.
Nate, you hear this?
my bad.
For y'all old
Look,
folks.
If I was there, look, trust me, if I was there, I would have been lit with it.
Right.
Trust me on this. I wish I could have. But, you know, that was just something I was thinking of just outside the box. And scenery for me is definitely one thing, too, that I use.
Yeah.
So for a lot of my shoes and a lot of my content,
Yeah.
I try to piece everything and kind of tell it a story in a way.
Yeah.
As far as like my scenery goes.
Okay.
So So even with this one, I'm like, you know what? Let's give it a brick background because the brick is gonna stand out and it's gonna make the colors pop. But at the same time, let's go ahead and also find this location of where it still gives it that urban look of the buildings, to where it gives it like more of a city urban look.
Where was that at?
Right in Hammond.
Shut up, man. It looked like it's London or something.
I know. This is right in Hammond.
Really?
God,
Hammond, Indiana. If you're not in the area, man, Northwest Indiana is. If you're not in the area, you watching this. Northwest Indiana is literally 45 minutes, half hour. It's Chicagoland extended area, Northwest Indiana. So he was right in Northwest Indiana, in Hammond, Indiana. And it looked like London, bro. I swear, it looked like something.
And it's the aesthetic of the picture. So like that's what I try to do. I try to create the art, but also give more of an art experience to it and try to tell more of a story now.
Okay.
And that's one thing that I'm actually shifting into with my content.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, the art sells, but it's also the story and the content that you want to create that's different.
Right.
You know, because I'm not gonna lie, there's 1,000 sneaker designers. There's 1,000 people who try to do it, if not more.
Yeah.
But sometimes you have to be able to think of what's the next step to make you different and what can you do outside of the box.
Yeah.
So versus in that last picture that you're seeing on the right, that's just a simple shoe with me having it in my hand.
Simple for you. Oh, you mean like the picture? Yeah.
Well, both.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, it's simple.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? Let's do stuff that's different. And honestly, just trial, error, creating, and that's the beautiful thing of it. And like I said, it's opened so many doors for me. It's really changed my life just off of one mistake.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't guaranteed to even work at a shoe store until, as I told you guys earlier, it started from an argument and it changed my whole life.
Yeah.
So, you know, after that, like I said, the G Herbo incident, that happened. A couple of weeks later, now I'm working with Reebok. So as far as we have this thing in Chicago called Reebok Chicago, where they reached out to a lot of artists through to my homie Hot Rod. He plugged me through the OOP and he was like, hey, we got this opportunity. I know you're gonna kill it. I just want, if I could just get a foot in the door,
that's
all
it.
I gotta do is take
busting
over.
through.
That's it. That's it. That's
through.
it. And I've always been like that.
Yeah.
So like, you know, you give me that opportunity, I'm gonna do the best that I can. Now, I'm not gonna say I'm gonna do the best that I can. So so like that happened. Next thing you know, I'm working with Reebok. We're doing Reebok Chicago.
Wow.
We had a couple shoes that we designed. We went to a couple schools. Like I designed for about 4 schools in Chicago, just for their pep rally takeovers and their homecoming, whether it be Gwendolyn Brooks, whether it been King College Prep, Morgan Park.
Wow.
And it was a beautiful time of actually doing something that I loved with me and my friends and just like meeting new people. Eventually that led into a situation where I was able to design for Janae Aiko at the time.
Bro, leave.
When you plug, you plug.
Get out.
So I got a crazy story.
Bro,
on
that's my baby mom, bro. Like
man,
this,
look,
she don't know it, but
I feel you on this. Listen, I feel you.
See,
Listen, I have a crazy story about that.
Tell it.
So I got you. So this
y'all,
is where,
let me stop real quick, man. This is this. If you didn't see it running at the beginning, man, this is the premise of the VNO is ordinary people with extraordinary stories. Go ahead with your extraordinary story.
Sorry, this is the crazy story. All right, now listen. All right, this is where the hood side of gonna come out. All right, so look, real simple. So I get a call from my homie. He's like, hey, I talked to Janae Ayako and her manager. They seen your work. They want you to go ahead and design a shoe. How fast you think you can make it? Bro, wait, what? Are you for real? I'm at my 9 to 5 at this time.
Right.
So bro, what? Nah, you for real? He like, yeah, bro. Like I got Janae's manager on the phone and she's like, hey, can you bring a shoe tonight? So bro, we gonna make it happen.
That's what you tell the gig, like, hey, bro, I gotta go.
Yeah, I'm like,
I gotta go.
I'm sick real quick.
Right. He said, I'm sick real
quick. I catch
quick.
a little stomach virus real quick. So like, next thing you know, we were at this club. It was this club called Cuvée. I'm pretty sure they're not open now. But prior to us going there, I'm at my little studio and stuff. We designing shoes. I'm pressed. I only had like maybe 3 to 4 hours to do the shoe. Now, normally on time for me to prep a really good shoe, I got a prep which takes an hour, and the design itself is possibly like 3 to 5 hours, depending on what I'm doing. Now for her, I'm airbrushing, painting, thinking of an idea. This is when the time of that album called Sativa had dropped, with Ray Shermer.
Yeah, I know.
It was a vibe. It was a vibe.
I know.
It was a vibe. But I'm not gonna mess this up.
Right.
She is. I'm not gonna mess this
Yeah.
up. So like, so we panicking. My homie telling me like, bro, we gotta hurry up and get there. I'm over here like, calm down, bro. I got this. We gonna make it. We make it. We gonna do this. It's gonna work out. It's gonna work out, bro. So next thing you know, I designed. She was gonna leave like around 1 o'clock. I literally finished at like 11:30.
It was still wet. You had to wait for it to dry.
I'm over there letting the air dry and everything, shoe in hand, everything. So I'm dropping paint, spilling paint all on my floor.
Janae,
and
baby,
stuff.
don't leave.
I'm like, baby, don't go. I'm here. So like after that happened, I immediately get in the car. We in the car. My homies there with me. We driving. Next thing you know, we get to Cuvée. The club owner, he gave me a hard time, and I'm over here like, bro, I have a box of shoes. I'm working with Reebok, and this is a great look not only for myself, but for my company and
for
even
you.
for her and you.
Yeah, you. Let me in,
sir.
Right.
So at this point, I'm getting blue. I'm angry, upset. I'm like, bro, we got to make this work. I didn't just stress almost 5 hours to.
He didn't want to let you in?
Yeah, because it was a dress code. So one of my guys was wearing jogging pants.
Gee.
So I'm like, all right, bro, we gonna figure something out. So
I love people. I hate them sometimes too, man.
You know, like we know we going to a club.
I hate the things they do.
and it's like we know we going to a club. We know we're downtown. What are you doing? Like it just makes no sense whatsoever. So like, next thing you know, I decided to Apple Pay the guy an extra $35. I'm like, bro, I need to get up in here. I gotta give it to you. So cool. We get up in there, the club is dark. I've never been to this club before except for this time. This is my first time there. So it's dark. Next thing you know, I'm walking with the shoes and all I see is lights. And I just see lights and I see flashes and I see cameras. I ain't gonna lie. At the time, I was a single man. So I'm over there like, damn, who's that? Next thing you know, as I'm walking up, I'm like, oh, this is Janae. I come up.
I want to cry right now for you.
I'm talking about like it was just. It was almost that Badu situation, that Eric Badu. She got that aura.
Yeah, she does. I was just about to say
aura.
that. She got a vibe, man. She just so soft spoken and like the way she moves. And don't get me started, man.
She does. It's an aura, and like what happened was that as I walked up, I had the shoes. She was like, hey, are those for me? And I'm like, yeah, you know, I designed these on the behalf of Reebok and KamiFord being me and stuff. Yeah. Here you go. This is for you. Next thing you know, she opens it up. She's like, oh my God, these are so beautiful. These are so raw. Like, I like it. And she enjoyed it. She was real happy with it. We connected. It was a vibe. I kicked it with her in VIP the entire night. I was able to exchange It was a vibe. Oh, my bad. It was
no, man, it's cool.
So, I'm sorry. That was on my bucket list too. I'm sorry. Good. My bad.
Vino, what you know? That's been our show. No,
that's it. No.
You gotta leave.
My bad. But
he was hanging out with my baby mom.
Look, I feel you. I can't even explain the aura that happened.
Man,
so
I bet that's dope.
Ever since then, it was just like on some nothing but love type basis. We was able to exchange contact information. Any shoes that she needs, I design to this day still. So it's like it's nothing but love. Wow. So that happened, and at this point, my name and my stock is going up to where I'm actually in the industry right now, and it's like the connections, the people, everything's happening so fast it's not overwhelming, but when you know it's time to jump off the porch, you jumping off the porch. So like after that happened, I'm with Reebok. My Reebok deal ends. Then next thing you know, I'm working. And I'm like, you know what?
Is this number 2 at the time? So you did Nickelodeon.
So I did, my bad, I'm tweaking.
No, you good.
So I did the G Herbo thing first.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, what am I talking about?
So Herb was first.
Yeah.
Then after that, it was Janae. It was actually Janae, and then after that, it was Nickelodeon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so my Nickelodeon was after that. And that was just for like a random summertime event. That was actually when Hara designed it for, Hara was there with Chance the Rapper too, and that's when he was able to put the bug in Chance the Rapper's ear about my designs. Okay. So, and we didn't meet up until that 2022 when you seen that video that we just posted.
Right.
So it's all a pipeline, but it's a beautiful journey.
Man.
So like at this point, my stock is rising. I got people interviewing me. I got like I'm doing shoe orders. I opened up my first store. Like, it was in River Oaks too. That was the crazy part.
Really?
Yeah. So I opened up my store. It was called Everything Custom with my my friends. It was actually right in front of the Champ Sports at the time.
Seen it.
That was my store.
Yeah,
we used
I've
to do custom
seen it,
airbrushing, and we did actual
Yes,
shoes too.
yeah.
That's my people's.
Okay.
So like at the point, I'm like, you know what? I want to battle block back. At this point, we doing it. So because I got tired of just working out from the house, and I'm like, you know what? These orders is getting so much. I gotta be able to have real estate to do something to where I could put this stuff at. It was to the point where I even reached out to my friend, and I had worked out of his art studio at the time.
Okay.
So I was just getting it at this point. I'm like
yeah.
24, had to be like maybe 24, 23 at the time. So that happened. The Nickelodeon happened. After that, that's when, like I said, my stock is rising. So my Reebok was done. I'm steady posting content. My Instagram is growing. This is before TikTok. TikTok did not exist the way it is now. So my next thing was, you know what? Let me try to run it back again and just do it again. Let me just see how it can go. But at this point, I'm like, you know what? Let me try something bigger than that. I took a Sprite bottle. Kid you not. I was working in Finish Line at this time because I needed another shoe job for my discount. So I'm working at Finish Line in Maryville, Indiana at this time.
Okay.
I go in my back room. I take a Sprite bottle. I'm like, you know what? I'm bored. Let me just create a Sprite shoe. I created a Sprite shoe. This was like maybe in December. Or it was either December or January. I designed a shoe. I had my friend Meech. She was actually a videographer at the time, and I had her record just a regular Sprite video because I got a hoodie from PacSun for like $15.
Okay.
So I was like, you know what? Let me just make a Sprite outfit to go with this this hoodie. Next thing you know, Sprite hits me up. No, Sprite did not hit me up. What happened was that I reposted the shoe in my back stock room with the Sprite bottle in the back.
Okay.
I hashtag Sprite Romania, and Sprite Romania seen it. Cause this the thing though, so like when it comes down to social media, it's like when you make content, you don't just make content just for your small demographic because your work is bigger in the world. So if you make something, right, it could be Coca-Cola. You got Coca-Cola Italy, you got Coca-Cola Mexico, you got different variations of that same company or like just that organization.
Yeah.
Like say for instance, if you do Nike, you got Nike Miami, you got Nike Chicago, Nike New York. You don't always have to hit that big platform that has 1 billion followers because you got different platforms.
Because you just in the crowd with everybody else trying to hit them.
Yeah,
so you ain't in no crowd in Romania.
Go for the small fish.
Right,
You feel me? So
right.
like I was just hashtagging. So I did Sprite UK, Sprite Romania. Eventually one of these gonna bite because I'm just at this point, if you got 3,000 followers or 10,000 followers, you're gonna see my content because no one's coming to look for you, but you're still a part of the company. So when I did it, next thing you know, Sprite Romania seen it. And they reposted on their page. I was like, yo, I got Romania loving this. I'm lit.
You can leave Romania out. I'll just be like, man, Sprite got my stuff.
Right.
Because Sprite has your stuff.
Right.
I don't care where they at. It's Sprite.
At this point, I'm like, we lit.
Right.
So that happened. I reached out to, I hit them up in the DM. I'm like, thank you for reposting my shoes. I'm the artist that made it. Cool. Boom. Next thing you know, now this is all, by the way, this is all a timeline because I also use my Instagram as a footage of my life on certain key events. So this is all findable. Like you can find it. Yeah. So if you ever want to scroll through.
Yeah, if you put it, because I forgot, that's what I forgot to do. I didn't add your social media.
I got you.
I'm always trying to get better. If you look at any of the posts that we put up, Nate, can you throw that picture back up of the news or you know what? I had the news article, didn't I? No, I didn't. I think you had the news article. Yeah. So that's his. Well,
my social is KamiFord.
Yeah, KamiFord right there, liked by. Yeah, at KamiFord. Y'all go check him out, man. It's you do, bro.
Yes,
it's an adventure going through your social media.
It is, and it's all like time, like it's factual. So like none of it's like non-factual.
Right.
So because I do a lot of my business through that.
Okay.
So especially being an influencer.
Yeah.
But the thing that happened with the Sprite Romania was like, all right, cool. They hit me. They was like, we love the work. Fine. Next thing you know, I want to say maybe about a month later, we in January. It's snowing. We had a blizzard going on. Sprite Romania, regular Sprite reached out to my page and they said, we're sorry that you're snowed in. We're going to send you some gear. Next thing you know, they hit me in the DM. We start talking some stuff, and it was some good stuff that was talked. So after that, I became a Sprite brand ambassador.
Wow.
And that's how I was able to stay on board and on policy with them. And it even got to a point where they ran a story on me in a campaign called Influence Generations, and they ran my entire story about how I designed shoes and how I started.
Wow.
You know, as far as being an influencer.
Yeah.
So that's just
dope, man. That's
it's
so
a beautiful
dope.
journey.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, and it's smart too, man. You know, part of it is you thinking, like you said, thinking outside of the box. Another part of it is as you talking, man. I'm just thinking of, you know, in these spaces again, man. Sometimes if you just dare. You know, how many times in our heads, because I've done it, man, I still do it sometimes, and I have to catch myself. Oh, no, I ain't going to talk to that person, or, oh, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do this. And it just comes, you know, it comes to the person to say, I don't care. Because what do I have to lose? I'm going to reach out to Sprite Romania. You know what I mean? Who knows if you would have reached out to Sprite Chicago? I mean, again, like you probably would have been in the crowd, but you went the road least traveled.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you just dared. You know?
And that's why I say, like, the biggest thing that you can do is try. And in every situation that I've tried, I'm not going to lie and say it's always worked. But at the same time, like, for every opportunity that you try, for every 100 questions you ask, you might get 99 no's. But if you get that one yes can change everything.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. I've reached out to people, man. I've reached out to, you know, as a podcast, so I'll reach out to people and just say, like, famous people.
Yeah.
And just be like, and some not so famous, but they famous in spaces. And I just say, I got a podcast, man. I would love if you have on. They don't even answer me, and I don't even care.
Yeah.
Like, I did it. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, like DMX wife came on. You know?
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That's dope.
And then, you know what I mean? And it's through connections, man. But I can say that I interviewed DMX's
That's amazing.
his wife. Yeah. And so, but I mean, it's just you. And so I continue, man. I'll DM somebody. I'll drop a DM into like people's inbox,
I
man.
strongly
and-
suggest
yeah.
it. Like, just keep doing it.
Yeah, man. And and this is me. I feel so little
Mm-hmm.
when I sit across from people. Most people that come on my podcast, I feel little to.
Why?
Yeah, just because, like, man, I've grown so much from sitting down and talking to, you know, some commies and I even Precious, man. That Precious she's a Chicago police officer, but just hearing these stories and hearing how they dare to do things, man. I started this, man, because I love people's stories, and I'm still in awe. Like, when I say I feel small, I'm just in awe of, like, these stories, man. You know what I'm saying? This is crazy. That's dope, man. You know what I mean? And then I think, like, man, I ain't done nothing. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't think that. But this is the thing, though. Like, and I always tell people, too, it's like, yeah, but at the end of the day, you have, because you have a platform. And you have a platform where people could be able to tell their stories and their own experiences. And sometimes people just need that motivation and that voice. So you're doing a lot because you're giving an audience a voice to hear a different perspective.
Yeah.
You know, so it's worth it.
Yeah,
I
it is.
promise you
It
it's worth
is. And I appreciate you, man. Thank you, man. This is crazy, bro. I'm just sitting here. I love conversation, but I think for the first time in a long time, I just shut up. Like,
Oh, my bad, my bad. I'm sorry.
No, I don't like I like to hear it because I'm like a little kid, man. I started this podcast because I felt unheard, number one. Okay. And I figured that if I felt unheard, then other people felt unheard.
That's true.
And I was sitting in, and I probably told this before, but you haven't heard it. I was working, I was actually running the job for my company at this building called One Chicago Square. Okay. And One Chicago is One Chicago. It's on right on State across from the Archdiocese. Okay. State and Dearborn. State and I think Chicago. I forget the north side street. I think it's Chicago Avenue, but it's literally right across the street from the Archdiocese of Chicago. Okay. And next door was this little hole in the wall bar called Bella Luna's. Okay. And Bella Luna's, man, Danny was an old Italian dude, and this is during like the Black Lives Matter type thing was going on, and you know, Danny was like a staunch Republican and a lot of guys like we union iron workers. I'm a union iron worker, so we union workers. So and he's Republican, and so Danny would talk, and a lot of times people didn't listen. I don't care who you are. I'll listen to a KKK member. I'll sit down because I just want to hear your story, and I'll just try not to have any feelings about it. I just want to listen to what you got to say. And so Danny would talk, and then people wouldn't listen, and I felt unheard, so I like to listen.
Right.
I like conversation because I like to listen. And so I would listen to Danny. And one time he said something real outrageous. And people he would say things all the time. And people just like, whatever. Again, he owned the bar.
Right.
And so he was like, we was talking about the Mike Tyson-Lennox Lewis fight. Mike Tyson-Lennox Lewis fight. And Danny was like, I was there. I was on the 5th row. and everybody else just breezed past it. And I was like, I said, man, you full of shit.
Wait, was he really there?
He was.
Oh, wow.
He was. Wow. And come to find, and so he started telling me his story. He's like, oh, my best friend, his name is such and such, and his father was in the mob. Oh, wow. He was a hitman for the mob. And I was like, wait a minute, man. I said, I heard this story before. So I said, man, is this the family secrets trial? Does this have anything? He said, yeah, my friend. He said, my best friend who I grew up with is the one that snitched on him.
Oh, that's crazy.
I said,
that's crazy.
And so I'm talking to him again. Ain't nobody else listening. I'm sitting there listening to Danny, and I was like, wait a minute. He said, yeah, man. He said, this bar was started with mob money. And I can't believe that I'm and then he started telling me, bro, that's the thing. When you don't listen, things go on around you and you never even pay attention to it. He said, yeah, Chuck Swirsky, the announcer for the Bulls, he said he come in here all the time. He sit right there. Wow. And he said, and it's a couple actors from ER, is ER filmed in Chicago? I forget the Chicago show, but it's a lot of people that would come in there. I met Jesse Jackson in that bar because I listened. and look, bro, I said, and when I said tell you it's a hole in the wall, bro, it ain't bigger. That bar is probably like 2 of this set. Wow. Yeah, 2 of this. It's not big at all, but he would, anyway, man, he started telling me like, yeah, man, my best friend's father was a hitman for the mob. He wrote a book about it, and sure enough, man, he gave me the book. Bro, that book was like a movie. That book was 600 pages. Oh, wow. I want to say I read it in 3 days because I couldn't pull myself away from it. This dude snitched on the mob. His daddy tried to kill him. His daddy was a hitman for the mob.
Oh, that's crazy.
Bro, it was taking you through all these mob stories, and then after that, after I got to the chapter where it talked about Danny, I said, so you really did go to these fights, bro. He was talking about like because the mob was from Chicago to Vegas. Right. And so I said, you really did go to these? He said, yeah. And he showed me the ticket stubs. Oh, wow. I said, bro, Tom Cruise was on the 8th row. I said, I guess that's the pull of the mob. You fighting in Vegas and
everybody does.
Right. And during that time, man, they had it like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, truth be told, he still got it like that.
I was going to say, you still downtown about that.
Yeah, we ain't even talk about that. But
I think that's the beautiful thing, though, because like sometimes the ones that be the most craziest, man, they got a little truth to them.
Man, for real.
Kind of will push them there.
Yeah, for real. For real. And that's what elevated. But that's what got me to what happened. Okay, and this is your show, man. I never told this story because you rolled me into it. It was a do again, man. I felt unheard. I love to talk to people. And I talked to everybody. And so it was another Italian dude, man. Every day I would go in there. Everybody else, for the most part, would walk past him. And I would always just say what's up to him. It was a Italian dude. He was always dressed to the nines. Okay. He always had on like, I don't know if you ever watched Three's Company. It's like Mr. Roper. He would have these silk neck scarves. And I was like, man, this cat, his name was Glenn. I was like, is Glenn gay or something? Like, hey, I don't care, but he was always like dressed like, you know what I'm saying? So I would talk to him every now and again. Most of the time it was hi, bye, hey, how you doing? And hey, man, I like that. I like that. Like, you just greet people, man. You're just a nice guy. He started talking to me. And so then Danny told me, he said, hey, man, I'm gonna have some people here and you should come and he said, I'm gonna have some people in construction here and you should come. And again, Danny's a staunch Republican. So I don't even think he was there when Jesse Jackson came. I don't think he wanted to be there because Danny was like that. He might have been a tinge. I won't even say racist. He was a tinge. Yeah, he was a little tinge, maybe bigoted, but I still liked Danny. You know what I'm saying? And we got along. And so anyway, I go to this event and there's a bunch of, bro, look, he said this little event. I'm still in work clothes. I pull up and they don't parking on the street. It's always parking on the street.
Right.
And I was like, it ain't no parking on the street. And I'm looking at Mercedes. Is that a Bentley?
You got the hitters over there.
Is that a
Okay.
Bentley?
You
I
got the
see a
heavy hitters
Benz.
over
I
there.
see a BMW. And I get in there and it's mostly, this was a minority event.
Okay.
So it's mostly black and brown people.
Okay.
Yeah, Danny didn't come. So I'm looking, it's all these, but it smelled like money. Like you could tell money.
Yeah.
I smelled expensive cologne and I seen designer suits. And I walk in, I'm looking, and then I look around and then lo and behold, who's in there? Only white dude in there is Glenn.
Oh, that's crazy.
The dude that I would see every day in the bar. So I said, Glenn, and then I was about to talk to Glenn, and that's when I hear people get up and they clapping. Now again, this bar is not that big. Everybody clapping, and I'm like, who they clapping for? And I look, and Jesse Jackson, he's not doing his best as far as his health. So like he had two security guard, he kind of had his arm around him.
Okay.
He walks Jesse Jackson in, and then his family with him too.
Oh wow.
And I'm like, yo, bro, like it said this, like, bro, I ain't never. The only person I ever met was Weird Al Yankovic when I was like 15.
Not Weird Al.
And so,
Not Weird Al.
and you know him because you a nerd.
Not Weird Al. That's
dude.
crazy.
So I'm tripping, and then I started talking to Glenn. I said, what are you doing here? And I'm asking him because I'm like, bro, this all black and brown people, and it is you and this designer, shirt, a silk shirt. And he said, well, he said, I put this together. And as I'm talking to him, bro, some dude walks past him in Italian fashion, and he said, hey man, thank you, bro. He said, I appreciate you. And he just slid like an envelope into his pocket. And Glenn said, Glenn, what did he tell me? I said, Glenn, what do you do? Because I see you in this bar, like lunch. I come in here lunchtime and I wasn't drinking. Wasn't drinking in the bar. Danny had great pizza. Bella Luna's had great pizza. So people be like, oh, you drinking on your lunch? Yeah, Bella Luna's. It's closed now, but Bella Luna's. So Glenn comes, I'm talking to Glenn, and I said, Glenn, what do you do? I said, because you don't have a job. Because you in here every day when I come in at lunch to get this pizza.
Here, you here.
Yeah, you here. You ain't got no job. I said, man, look, man, I'm not scary, but bro, I said, if it's something illegal, I don't even want to know about it. Cause he was like, no, he said, how do I put this? He said, I'm a very humble person. He talked with his hands. Okay. He talked like my man, Doug O'Lake. He said, I'm a very humble person. He said, but how do I put this? He said, I get shit done. And I said,
I wouldn't even ask. I wouldn't have said nothing.
I didn't want to. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, I said, Glenn, you in the mob? He laughed. He said no, and he said no. He said I had a men's clothing store. Okay. And he said I dressed some people that you might know. He said, so who do you think two of my best clients were? I said, who? He said, a man by the name of Michael Jordan and a man by the name of Bears. Nate, help me out. Chicago Bears. Walter Payton. Yeah. He said a man by the name of Walter Payton, a man by the name of Michael Jordan. I said, what? And he said, wow. He said, and then, I would have their friends would come in, and he said, I dressed all of them. He said, I'm still a wonderful friend of Michael Jordan today. Okay. And at this point in time, I ain't had nothing. I was I'm not that I'm just an iron worker, but I was like sitting there, I can't believe it. I'm sitting in this room, and it's all from being nice to somebody. It's from
all off of a small conversation.
Yeah, a small conversation, bro. That's it. And so I'm sitting there, I'm talking to him, and I'm like, I said, what else did you, he said, every now and again, he said, a lot of my rich friends go, and he said, and I happen to know a lot of beautiful women. And he said, and then he said, I'll rent out a yacht. He said, and I'll invite the beautiful women. And he said, and then I'll make my rich friends pay. And he said, and then whatever happens after that, I just leave. I said,
that's crazy.
I said,
that's crazy.
Glenn, you a pimp.
Hey, I was going to say, but hey, Glenn know how to make some investments.
Yeah, I said, you a pimp. But he said, I just do things. I do things for people. He said, and I know everybody. He said, from having and he's a very personable person. And again, like we said earlier, very humble, man. Very good dude. And he said, so people coming to town, he said, I know all of these politicians in here. And these was, you name dropped a politician earlier. I forget the Mary.
Which one?
One of the schools that you had worked with. Either she's a judge or a politician in Chicago.
Not King. Not Morgan Park. I don't know.
You did, but I recognized the name. And she probably was in that bar that day, that room. And so he said, he said when a lot of these people, they'll come from Springfield, and he said, and they want to get a room at the Waldorf Astoria. He said they come and talk to me. He said, and then a lot of times they want to get a seat at RPM Steakhouse. They didn't make any reservations. He said I give them a whole table.
Oh, that's nice.
I said, oh, you that guy?
Oh yeah. No, hey,
I said, you that guy.
You're him.
And he said something, man, that I'll never forget. He said, what can I do for you? And I was like, I came in this mug empty-handed. I said, I don't have nothing.
But
like,
I think that's a beautiful thing, though. That's a blessing.
It is, but it ain't. I was mad at myself because I said, how did I get in this room and I don't have anything? And so that kind of sparked me. And then I started talking to family members, and I was like, a podcast, at least a podcast. And from the podcast, I started V&O Productions. And I don't know where Glenn's at. Bella Luna's ended up closing. But if I ever see Glenn on the street again, at least I won't walk up to him empty-handed, because he might be able to get Michael Jordan in this room.
Hey, you never know.
You know what I'm saying? At least I could get a room at the Waldorf, you know what I mean? But
That's true.
Yeah, he that type of cat,
no,
man.
Glenn is him.
Yeah, but I tell that whole big long story. This is why I like conversation. You did it, man. You rolled me into this.
But no, look, you rolled me right back into it. I love it, though. Okay. You put me on with Glenn. That's amazing, though.
But that's how this happened, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that gave me the thought to do something. I never want to walk into a room empty-handed again, where I don't have anything. Like, I just say, he wanted to bring some type of business to me, and I didn't. I get that. And what do they say? And I've said this before on this show. Success is when, you know the saying? Success is when preparation meets. Nate, you know this one?
It's not opportunity.
Yeah, it's something like
I know
opportunity. Somebody knows it, man. But success is when preparation meets opportunity. I had an opportunity, there was no preparation there.
Right.
You know, and I felt like, oh man, I got to do something.
Yeah.
I got to do something. So that's how this kind of came about. And bro, that's your story too, man.
I was just about to say that too.
That's
a lot
you.
of these situations that I come into, it's preparation, but without me physically knowing sometimes, because sometimes you subconsciously work so much, it's like you walk into these opportunities and not even knowing that you're mentally and spiritually prepared to even go through that.
That's it.
You know, and that's like you said, the story of my life, actually, because all that one event changed everything, to the point where, like, I've been able to meet a lot of people. I've been able to do a lot of things, and I'm also on my dad phase right now. So now I'm into my life of having a daughter.
Well, you know what? Because I seen, man, that's amazing. I'm gonna play it one more time. Your chance, because you had your baby with you.
Yeah. So that's the biggest thing too.
Yeah. I won't play it right now, but
good.
you had your baby with you when you met Chance.
Yeah. So the way that Chance the Rapper thing happened, like I said, I'm a full-time dad. So like when I had my daughter, the first thing that I thought of was like, yo, this is gonna be something different. How can I be able to incorporate her in the things that I do, or just be able to get her to enjoy the experience of the life that I've lived and currently living, you know? So like when she was born, I'm talking about, like, her mother calls me a narcissist for this. Great, call it what you want, but we didn't have diapers. Yeah. And I'm gonna explain that little joke in a second.
Yeah.
So like, and I'm gonna lead it back up to the Chance the Rapper thing. So basically, when my daughter was born and we had the ultrasound, with me being who I am when it comes down to social media marketing, I got Sprite already in the bag. Cool, everything is great. What is the opportunity that I can give my daughter? I designed a shoe, a Huggy shoe, because I'm like, I need diapers. Diapers is expensive. The first thing a man thinks of is diapers.
That's smart, bro.
Diapers. So I'm like, let me figure something out.
Yeah, that's smart.
I'm like,
let me get these freebies.
Let me use my resources. Like, and I'm not gonna lie, one of my biggest motivational people that I listen to is two people. Get this guy from New York named Gary Vaynerchuk.
Oh yeah,
Gary V.
Yeah.
That's
Gary V.
who put me on to so much stuff. Like I bought his books and it really helped me out when it comes down to my marketing. And Kanye West.
Oh yeah.
So
outside
of what he doing now.
However crazy people say he is, he still got something there.
See, when you get older, you kind of understand that Santa Claus ain't real sometimes on some things. Because I know he got an album finna drop soon, so that's why he doing what he doing. But yeah, so like with my daughter and stuff, the biggest thing for me is I'm at a point in life where I got shoes. How can I be able to communicate a product to the rest of the people? That's the biggest thing at the end of the day. How do you communicate it to where people can relate? How can I communicate my sneaker designs with Huggies. So what I did was I got my platform, got everything going. My daughter finna be born. I got my ultrasound. I designed a shoe that was half and half. It was like one side pink, the other side blue.
Okay.
With the letters Huggies on it. One shoe, only the left shoe, no right, just left. Put it inside of a box, a Nike box, put the ultrasound in there. My mother did not know about my pregnancy, well, my girl's pregnancy for like maybe the first 3 months.
Oh, wow.
Well,
okay.
3 to 4 months. So I was living different. I was living away from the house. So I was trying to, and I was nervous. I come from a family of 5 boys. So like, and I'm the oldest. So it's like my mom's never had a girl, or I'm the only one with a kid. So like, I'm like, you know what? And she's traditional. She's a traditional old school mama. So I'm like, you know what? Let me get this shoe, put it in the box, give it to her. But it's gonna be a twist. I'm recording it. So I basically recorded my mom opening up the shoe. And at first she's like, Avery, what the heck you got this shoe? Like what's going, because that's my nickname. Well, my middle name is Avery. So she's like, Avery, why you giving me this one shoe? I'm like, mama, look inside of it. She, being a mom and stuff. And I'm recording everything because it's organic.
Yeah.
So at this point, she look inside of it, she see the ultrasound, and she see the fact that it says it's an ultrasound. She's like, oh my God, you finna have a kid. It's finna be a girl. Next thing you know, I post it on my Instagram. It does numbers. I tag Huggies Mexico. I tag Huggies UK.
You are
and
Gary
V. I literally kid you
that's,
not.
That's Gary V, boy. That's,
I'm not playing at this point because I'm like
making opportunities.
You got to. Hey,
Huggies Chicago ain't gonna give me no Huggies.
Somebody gonna give me some Huggies.
Huggies UK will.
I need them diapers. So
right.
Next thing you know, so next thing you know, like I did it. Huggies reached out. Send diapers.
You got them Huggies?
Then I ain't pay for no diapers at all.
Got them Huggies though.
You hear me? So, and I was still like, so at this point, we doing our due diligence. We in the DMs. We talking. We having these conversations. My daughter gets born. She comes out here, and I'm posting pictures and tagging Huggies in it, just keeping my end of my obligations. Yeah. So at that point, my daughter, we straight. I'm enjoying fatherhood now because it's such a different culture shock to me, because it's like I still have my industry life on the outside, but it's slowing down because I would rather deal with my kid and step into another life, which is cool though. And then I had the pandemic too, because my daughter's a pandemic baby. She was born in 2018. The next year after that was the pandemic. Okay. So cool kid, cool. It's real lit. So so that happened. The next thing you know, she was 1. 2000. Well, no, I'm lying. She was 2. Then after that, we had the the All-Star game. We had the All-Star game. Yeah. I got invited to design the shoes. I had my daughter with me. That's when I linked up with Chance. That's when I found. I didn't even see in that video at the moment of the time
that Corporate was in
I
the
didn't even know Corporate was back there. I really did.
He was sitting there looking at Chance like.
Because I've seen Corporate so many times, because Chicago is really a small city. Yeah. It's very small. And
it actually, I'm learning that. Yeah, it actually is. Yeah.
Extremely small. And it's like, when you see these people so many times, you kind of don't really pay it mind. Yeah. Because it's like, having relationships is great, but then you have to have the business side of it. And when it's time to make money, it's time to make money.
Man, I was just about to say, it's nice to meet people, but can I get a little money with this, with this meet and greet?
But it comes back to what you were saying earlier about having something to bring to the table.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times in business, if you don't have something to bring to the table, people will just look at you like, well, what are we doing?
Yeah, because business people, what are you offering me? And that's just business. You can't take that.
Exactly.
You can't be offended by that.
Some people get offended by it.
You shouldn't. Yeah.
And that's when egos and pride get involved. And it's just like, well, if you're not working for it, then what are you doing?
Yeah.
So that actually happened. We was doing an All-Star game. They loved it. I met Chance. Chance actually got a chance to see my daughter. We chopped it up. He was like, yo, I need some shoes, and that was a connection. But I've met Chance before, like many times, but I've never met him with my daughter with me. So that was the first time he could actually see her.
That's dope.
So it's nothing but family at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. So you designed that. How did you, just from all these connections, you end up designing that All-Star Celebrity Game Ball?
Yeah.
So that, I think it was like
it was like a blue basketball.
Yeah.
And I was actually on Channel 7 for that. My girl Val Warner, she actually
Val Warner.
That's my people. That's my people.
My girl Val Warner. Okay.
That is
okay.
Real cool. Like that is
my girl Janae Aiko. My homie G Herbo. No, that's
I'm not
dope,
even trying to be
man.
like that. I'm not.
No,
I swear to God,
bro,
I'm not trying to be like that.
I'm making fun, bro. That's so crazy. That's dope to me, man.
Yeah.
That's so. Just man, that's a dream life, man. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. And the story about Val Warner was so crazy because I was trying to connect and meet with Val Warner in Rosemont. Not WGCI, but Channel 7 Chicago had this event in Rosemont, and I didn't get the chance to meet with her because my team at the time, they wanted me to just go over there, connect and network with her. That same summer of that year, I didn't get a chance to. Of course, I met some of the interns and stuff that was working with the company, but I didn't get a chance to meet her. Fast forward this to that winter time when the game is going, like for the All-Star game, that's when I was able to actually link, connect, and just let her know who I am. And we had that interview. It was lit. It was even on the cover of their on their website at the time. Swear to God. Yeah.
Wow, that's dope, man.
It was fire.
That's dope. I gotta, and I'm not gonna keep you too much longer, man. This has been an amazing experience for
My
me.
bad.
No, bro, no, don't apologize. This is amazing, man. I love this. You know what I mean?
This.
Yeah,
I appreciate you
this.
for having me here. Like,
Yeah.
just to even have that voice to even like explain my stories. Like, I really appreciate it because I'm from Chicago. You literally get it out the roads, like out the mud. You know? It's concrete.
Yeah,
So,
right. And I know that, and that's what one of the big parts of having this is, like you said, and you said it, but it hit me all over again that people don't listen. People and with people not listening, you don't always get a chance. Sometimes people just want to talk and tell their story and have somebody listen, man. And when you have a platform to do that and you could get it all out there, man, it just feels good. I want to make people feel good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I just want to make you feel good. So it's sometimes, man, it be like that, bro. I want to ask you this. We good, Nate?
Somebody asked us to call in line open.
Oh, talking about lack of preparation. No. No, it's not. It's not open. Who?
Greg.
Oh, that's Ball. Dang it. Okay. That's my guy, man. All right, bro. That's my man's, and I love him. Okay. Run Miss Cox.
What's up, world? It's yours truly, East Atlanta's finest Miss Cox. And I want you to tune into the Views and Opinions podcast on YouTube. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, all that. And oh yeah,
Bring him on.
Okay.
I'm going to because Greg is a dope dude.
Yeah, I'm
dope
down with
dude,
it.
man. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to Greg. I'm about to call you. Hopefully, Greg be switching his number like a dope dealer.
Hey, Lord.
Hopefully.
Want me to take down this interview tab?
Yeah, you could take it down. Yeah, I'm calling you, Greg.
Welcome to Verizon Wireless. The number you dialed has been changed, disconnected, or is no longer in service.
Yeah, one job.
Greg be changing his number like a dope dealer. Greg, okay, how can we comment? Greg, can you DM me your number? Cause is he still coming?
No, that was the last one.
It was. Dang it, man. It is 8:00, bro. Dope Living TV. Yeah, Dope Living TV happens from 7 to 8. So he probably just got off of Dope Living.
Okay.
And let me see if maybe he might have DM'd me. Bro, you gotta get on. You gotta get on. I'm gonna introduce you to Greg. Greg, how about this, man? I'm gonna hook you up. Oh, look. Hello?
Come on, man.
I hope people can hear it, bro. I hate. I said, Greg, what you on your 18th number?
Man, you don't have this number.
No, bro. Greg, you didn't gave me your new number 8 times.
That's funny.
That's the nice time. Perfect try.
You have
you have a fantastic guest on, man. And I appreciate the conversation. We were doing Dope Living TV, and Mo said, Ron is on right now, so I got to go listen. Listen. It's a little bit that I got. Y'all, you're fantastic, brother.
Thank
keep
you.
doing
I'm fantastic. You're fantastic. And
Thank
I
you.
just talked to him, man, and he's agreeing to do Dope Living TV live. He's agreeing to do Dope Living TV live. So I'm
Hook it up.
I got you, man. I'm gonna text you his information, bro. If you haven't watched this show, man, I know we all busy, man. Matter of fact, don't even go back and watch it. I'm gonna just send him over, and he gonna tell it all, bro. Dope story, man.
Let him come in raw.
Yeah.
But I wanted to tell you, great job, man. I'm so in what's the word I want to use? And you know I'm never at a loss for words, okay? But I'm so overjoyed.
Oh, come on, man. Don't cut out now. Greg, where you driving to? We need some reception.
I remember telling you guys that just do it. You know what I'm saying? Brought you on the show so you could bust your chops. And you've done it better than I thought you would ever be doing it. So
man, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate you, man, bro. So Greg Gray, just in case you don't know, Greg Gray has interviewed the likes of Jodeci. Greg Gray has introduced. Go ahead, Greg, give him a rundown. I know you don't like to do this, but please.
You know I don't. Come on, bro. But I've been with just about everyone. I've not been with them, because if I was been with them, there'd be a lot of babies running around. But Faith Evans, Immature, Deborah Cox, D'Angelo, who else? Donnell Jones, everybody, man. Tresh from Naughty by Nature, Crucial Conflict, Jodeci, who else? What's the other dude? Them. Yeah, them. Everybody.
Yeah, everybody. And Greg, Greg had a video show back in the day, man, in the 90s. And so like everybody, bro, everybody. And I was blessed.
It was on Netflix too, on Kanye's documentary. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So Chicago, man. Bro, everybody. When he say everybody, he talking about everybody with 2 R's. Oh yeah. Bro, and I was blessed to meet Greg, man. And from there, bro, I'll never forget y'all, man. Never forget y'all. Every now and again, I'll mention you. I always feel indebted. And I know you don't feel like I should feel like that. No, come on, dude. But I know, man. But you know,
we're supposed to do this, Ron. What you're doing right now is building up like a treasure chest so that you can pour into others. You can give it to others so that they can benefit from the knowledge that you're getting. So, man, look, keep doing what you're doing, man, because, I don't like nobody talking about me. Keep doing what you're doing, and I'm always watching. We always watching. You know that's family over there at Dope Living TV. So, and bro, come on to the show, man. We got you.
Thank you, man. Yeah, I gotta visit, man. I've been working hard, Greg. You know how it is. It ain't nothing but me working hard, man. But I gotta come back to my roots, bro. You was the first one to let me on the podcast. He was the first one to let me on the podcast, bro. You know how I get. I'm about to get choked up, man. Because
that's the blessing.
Don't do that. Don't do that. But I gotta share this, man. Okay.
Okay.
I took Ron with me one day because this journey that I've been on, it wasn't an easy journey. Okay, a lot of people think this because they see people on television or whatever that they got this, they got that, and it's been easy. I took Ron with me to a place where I was homeless and where I slept at for quite a long time. Okay, I took Ron over there. Ron, what happened? I just had every time I go past there, I break down, and it's like an uncontrollable cry because I know that was at my lowest point, and I could have either just said, forget it, or keep moving on. Okay, that point right there gave me the opportunity, and it gave me the strength to continue to go on to do the things that I've done. So I thank God for all of that, okay? And then I get to meet people like you, like Jeff, like the Vibe team, and, the others, man. And it just further intensifies my soul, man. It further gives my soul joy, because I know that this is what God ordained me to do. Yeah. And I'm going to continue to do it, bro, for real.
Man, keep going, man. And thank you so much for being you, man. I feel forever just indebted to you, man, for giving me my first opportunity. I'm glad that you called. I should have had a video link available. I have to work on that. But
no, I got colors in my hair, man.
Yeah.
I got colors in my whole robe.
Yes, bro. I love you, man, and I appreciate you. And we about to pass pass my man Kami off to you, man. You gonna love them, and they gonna hit you from a whole different angle. You gonna tell all sorts of different stories. And say he been there, man. He been there. I'm just a novice at this. You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't even say that though, because honestly, you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
To be honest,
he is doing a great job.
I appreciate
like
that.
it's amazing. Like honestly, like even when it comes down to the aesthetic, like you got it.
Thank you, bro.
Sure.
I appreciate that. Greg, man, you know I appreciate you.
I don't want to hog your show, bro.
No, I got you. You good, man. You good. You've let me hog yours before, but I for sure I'm gonna save. Can I save this number? Will you have it tomorrow? Are you gonna have this number tomorrow? Because I text you, but I don't want to get that boo boo boo.
All my friends, all the people that's in my circle, I'm buying pigeons. Individual pigeons.
He said pigeons.
Right. Pigeons back and
I'm
forth.
gonna get my own pigeons.
Right? Crazy.
Yeah, we're gonna send individual pigeons back and forth.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, man. I'm gonna make sure I hit you up. After the show, I'm sending you his contact. So.
For sure, man. Say hey to Mo, because Mo's checking you out as well.
What up, Mo? Mo B. Mo B, man.
Yes,
between Mo and Marcy and Gina and bro, that's the Dope Living TV fam, man. They dope. You gonna meet them. Meet them. So I'll make sure I hit you. What's up, Mo, Marcy, Gina, man? Chris, the whole Dope Living TV family, man. Thank y'all, man. Yeah. All right, Greg.
Love you, bro.
Love you too, man.
All right, now.
All right. What a man! Wow, I forgot I was hooked up to the speaker.
I love it. But that's just God's timing, though.
Man, it is. It is. I can't wait for you to meet them, man. They do it. They do it big, bro. But what was that? Oh, last question. Yeah, last question. So the question is because I really, man, I'm getting choked up, man. Because that right there, bro, man, that's amazing. I love them people, man. For real. Between them and Shop Talk 7, all of them. Last question I was gonna ask you was, a lot of times, man, have you ever been afraid of success? To the point where, like, I know people, man, that are afraid, they'll almost mess moments up for themselves because they're afraid to make it. Have you ever felt that feeling?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I feel like feeling all the time, to be honest with you. It's like the pregame jitters before you go out and you play, because I play sports too. So it's the pregame jitters before you go out to actually touch the field.
Yeah.
You know, so, and it's like once you get on the field, those jitters go away.
Yeah.
But sometimes you can talk yourself out. Sometimes you can work yourself out. But I think that's when, like, your faith kicks in. Because at the end of the day, like, you got to have faith in the fact that you're going to be successful or to obtain whatever goal you're trying to get. Because we all do this to obtain certain goals that we have set. Now, it might be some bumps in the road outside of that, but I would say if you be afraid, cool, that's a human emotion, like that's natural.
Yeah.
But eventually you got to come out of that.
Yeah.
Because if you ask for it, God gonna give you what you asked for.
You got to, man. You got to. So look, man, I asked you that, but I wanted to know your answer. I didn't know what you were gonna say, but yeah, man, I was gonna say, because I've there sometimes. Y'all don't be afraid, man. Like, I ain't nothing, man, but you know, I'm somewhere. Y'all don't be afraid, man. Go and reach for the stars, man. Reach for the stars. If you reach for the stars, you at least hit the sky.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Straight up, man. Hey.
I'm with that though. Like, shoot as many shots as you can.
Yeah, right, right.
Just go ahead and shoot.
One of them gonna hit.
Might
Bro,
be
this
2
is
for 30, but
man,
you got 2 in there.
Man,
trust me.
This has been amazing, man. You never know what to expect, man. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you, man. Cause I love the intro so much, man. This being on What You Know, man. We are still, and always will be ordinary people with extraordinary stories.
Ooh, amazing.
Hey, Sunday. We still got a Sally B coming up. Comedian Sally B. Dope. It's International Women's Month. I ain't done the women no justice. I haven't. Nah, we already halfway through the month. This be my first woman.
Oh.
We got Sally B coming on, man. I got a lot more good stuff for y'all lined up, man, before this March is over. Interviews left and right, man. I got I don't even want to tell you yet. We're gonna let Sally come on Sunday.
Oh, you got some heat coming through.
Yeah, I got people I just love, man. I love these stories.
That's
you know
good.
what I'm saying,
That's
man?
good.
One of my good friends, Jimmy Welter, man. I never thought Jimmy was gonna come, and he coming through. He was one of the first boots platoons on the ground when 9/11 happened. He lost friends, man, and he's one of my good friends. He gonna come on tell his story. Like I said, I got Sally B coming through on Monday. Y'all, again, we still ordinary people with extraordinary stories.